What's up, everybody? It is April Justine here, and today I am going to go over things that I suggest you to implement in your first week of keto or when you are just getting back on the keto bandwagon. And these are things that, like, in hindsight, I wish that I implemented right off the bat instead of having to struggle through the learning curve. So the first thing, number one, is that you want to make sure when you're first starting keto or getting back to being fat adapted that you keep your calories up pretty high. So I had a client start at 2,700 calories and she has lost a really good amount of weight, really good. And it's been slow and it's been steady, but she looks amazing now. She feels amazing now. Her periods are regular. Everything is good. So that is a key thing, is to keep your calories high. And when you're first starting out, worry more about low carb foods and not so much about getting all your macros right, because your body is already going through a lot of stress and by doing the transition, so you want to make it as easy as a transition as possible. With that transition, if you go from eating a shit ton of carbs, you are holding on to a lot of water weight. So for every gram of carb, there is 4 grams of water that is attached to that carb. So when you lower your carbs from, say, 200 down to even 50, you are flushing out a ton of water. When you flush out all of that water, you are flushing out minerals and electrolytes that your body needs to function correctly. So what I highly recommend is getting some magnesium. So I use this. I take 2 of these at night. It's glary, but it is the form is magnesium oxide. So I take 500 milligrams of magnesium oxide before I go to sleep. And sometimes I will put some of this natural calm, try to get it, there you go. So I put some of this natural calm in my tea at night. I call it my sleepy time tea. So magnesium not only is an electrolyte that you need, it is also, it helps with constipation because it relaxes your muscles. It also helps with going to sleep because it relaxes you. So I recommend taking that at night if you are going to take it, especially if you are sensitive to that. So that is partially for constipation and partially for electrolyte balance. Now, another thing for constipation, I keep bringing that up because I had a bout of that, and where like my poo wasn't really regular and it was a little bit weird, and I had 1 episode of constipation and that was enough for me. And I realized too, I had a lot of headaches when I first started keto. And so to fix that, I increased my salt. So I, at first, just put like a teaspoon of salt, or a quarter of a teaspoon is what I meant, not a whole teaspoon, that's a lot. Like a quarter to a half teaspoon of water in just a glass of water, and mix it up and drink it. I would take it like a shot, kind of. And I still had headaches, so I was like, you know, what the hell's going on? And then I started drinking this, which is Soleil water. So as you can see, there's a bunch of salt on the bottom here, and then water. So to make Soleil water, it's oversaturated, over-ionized water. You put probably about like this much of your jar, whatever jar you have, is going to be filled with pink Himalayan salt. You want to use pink Himalayan salt because it has a bunch of trace minerals in it. And, you know, the more you get, the better it is. I also have gray Celtic salt, and I don't know if that would work for this, but use the pink salt. Anyway, then you fill the rest up with water, and when you go to take it, you just stir it around, and then you see like everything gets all mixed up. And then I take a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of this, depending upon, I was staring at it, depending upon your tolerance to it, honestly. And I will put that in like 8 ounces of cold tea. So I use cold berry tea, and that way it cuts the flavor of the salt, and it's not like, oh my God, I'm drinking salt water. So I really recommend that. Once I started taking this, I take it in the morning, before I eat, before I drink my coffee or anything like that. It's called Soleil water, and I have another video that I will put in the comments below or link up here so you can see how exactly I make that. But anyway, once I started the Soleil water, that really truly made the difference for my headaches, and they went away. So when you're first starting, you want to make sure you have that salt, you have the magnesium. I took extra potassium, but I found that I really didn't need to do that. Like, in hindsight, I didn't need to take that. Another important thing that I've talked about in another video is hair loss when on keto, and I will post that video down below or up here. And I suffered through probably maybe like 2 months into keto, and I just started losing a ton of hair. And what I have found to work for that is taking some biotin. So this is just regular biotin, and this is 10,000, and I don't know what the MCG stands for, but that is the units on it. Micro something or other. So I take 10,000, I take that at night as well. And then what I found what really key for my hair loss to fix it was zinc. So this is 50 milligrams, and I go ahead and take 2. Do not take it on an empty stomach. I took it on an empty stomach once, and I just threw it right back up, and it was disgusting, and I felt gross. But the zinc and the biotin has really helped my hair. And if you see like recent pictures of me, you see like all these little sprouts coming up. It's because my hair is regrowing now, and I do not have the hair loss problem. So in order to prevent that, I do suggest taking extra zinc and taking the biotin, and it'll help your nails and your skin and all that stuff too. What else? I also take D3, and that's because I'm a super whitey and I don't get out in the sun enough, and I am not 100% sure what D3 does. I will be quite honest with you on that, but I know it is helpful in absorbing other minerals as well, so I take that with the rest of my supplements at night. So those are key things for you. So we have eating enough calories, not really worrying about tracking everything in the beginning, you know, just eat low carb foods. Get your salt in, your magnesium in. If you're worried about hair loss, I suggest biotin and zinc. Those are what I suggest when you are first starting out on the keto diet. That is what I suggest if you have been off the wagon for a long time and you are getting back on. That'll help it go much more seamlessly, there we go, and beautiful for you all. Because I don't want you to suffer like I did. And it's not suffering, but I went through some things that I didn't have to, but I had to learn the hard way. So I hope that's really helpful for you. And if you guys are just starting keto, I know this is like the first week of 2018. So go ahead and comment below and let me know where you're at, how you're doing, if this was helpful for you. And I will talk to you guys later. All right, bye.